Well, I think the tagline is "One life makes a difference," right? And I've seen lives being changed. I've seen people interacting with Christ, and I've seen the gospel being lived out. And for me, giving was just another way where we could see God just being faithful and seeing God's people being fruitful in what they're doing.
And I think for us, before we came to One Life, where it got a little bit more real for me, was we hadn't gone to church for a while, and so we just kind of got out of the habit of giving faithfully. So it was like that moment of when we were like, yes, One Life is where we're going to be committed. That's going to be our church family, and we need to financially support that because we believe in it and want to invest. It's just a reminder that, we're giving a portion back to God because like He's the giver of all of the gifts in our life.
So it's a complete buy-in for us because we've seen lives change. We've seen people pulled out of darkness, and we've seen God do some really cool stuff.
I think there's been a change in us too, like thinking about the church and the growth, and not just like in a numbers perspective or a dollars perspective, but seeing that transformation and realizing that money is really just like a vehicle that makes that happen, that it's not the end all be all. But I think our whole outlook in a lot of ways has shifted, that kind of going back to what I said earlier about like gifts, that like even like our house that, before we didn't really have the perspective. It was like, yeah, that's ours, that's where we live. But now it's like, how can we use that as like a vehicle to bring about community and bring the gospel to people, whether it's around dinner or around, do I want to say cigars and bourbon on the porch?
For me, it did come to the conclusion that none of this is mine. All of this is His, and I'm just giving back just a small portion. And so that helped transform my life and understanding that this isn't mine. It's all His.
If you would have asked me maybe like 5 years ago, I would think that like you have to have a lot to be generous, and I really think that we at some point decided that we wanted to live a generous life with whatever it was, if it was a little, if it was a lot, or if it was somewhere in between, that we didn't have to wait till this day where we had it all to be able to give it all, but to try to find ways to be a blessing with whatever it was that we were blessed with. And it helps me like not be so attached and be, like closed fist about it, like it's mine to keep, but really to have that posture of open-handed, that it's not mine, that it's to be shared and to be given away.